Hey everyone, Jesus here. I want to talk to you real quick about something called Patreon. The Horrible Gamers podcast has finally decided to launch their very own Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/horrible gamers to support us and helping you bring the best audio content that we can bring you. And this will help us cover hosting costs and equipment for the show. So please, people, head over to patreon.com/horrible gamers. Now enjoy the show.
The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Horrible Gamers Spotlight. This week I'm joined by the Canadian Ryan Gibson. He's here. I, of course, am Jesus, walks a lot, and I'm here as well. But today we have a special, very special guest. Special in lots of ways. He is a co-founder of the Horrible Gamers podcast. My friend from the West Coast, the best coast, I am Sean Fuller is here.
Don't. The friend thing didn't need to be said.
Oh, okay. Former friend.
I'm more of a friend to Ryan than you. You always. I bet you if I look in our chat from today, there's some shit talk. Like you're probably directly talking shit to me already. I think you call me a bum and a hobo.
I thought you were gonna say a homo for a second.
No, I didn't call. I mean, you probably called me that many times, but not. I'm just saying, just as of today, as of 30 minutes ago.
As of today, I called Iams a hobo because he woke up really late and he wanted to make coffee.
Guys, I work night shift, so normally
excuses. He's the one that told me I'll be ready at 11:30, and now what time is it? It's fucking noon. 30 minutes late, Iams.
I actually been here for a half hour, dude.
30 minutes late.
Somebody was playing a Switch
half
for
hour
30 minutes.
waiting for you.
Welcome, people, to another Spotlight. This week, we're going to talk to Iams about himself. Iams, tell me about yourself. Tell me.
Well, I like California because I live here, because I was born here, and I'm too afraid to live away from my parents, so I'll probably live here forever. I wear magnums. I I like seafood. Reminds me of other things.
Is this your dating profile or something?
What's going on here? This is your Tinder. Why are you reading your Tinder profile, dude?
Yeah, dude. I'm what gamer? I'm a friend first, gamer second, podcaster third.
Whoa, look at that. So, Iams, you are a gamer. You are a co-founder of the Horrible Gamers podcast. You remember when we started this thing?
Dude, I every once in a while I go back and listen to that very first episode of the Band-Aids episode. I've done this like 3 or 4 times. Like every year or so I'll like go check it out because it's weird to listen to it because we had no idea what we're doing. We're just like on Skype and it's me, you, Tragic, Rob, Brink, and
Hook.
Is that it? And Hook. We're all on there. So we're doing this podcast for real. And I remember Tragic just like, we're gonna start right now, like for real. Like we're gonna start. Tragic, Tragic was like a little kid, and you just started the recording. No intro music, nothing. We just like, and then somebody busted out with the fucking wolf sound, and then we just all crack up because we're so nervous, and we're like, oh my god, we're recording a podcast, and we just start talking, and it's just like the sound quality is like dog shit. Our voices sound like little girls. We sound like 6 little girls, man. And it's so weird to see how we've evolved over this time. Like you taking over the podcast after the original podcast stopped, and now you're doing these spotlight interviews, which I've listened to them all, dude, and they're really good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, sometimes I do go back to that episode. And, man, sometimes I sit there and think, I miss Tragic, dude. I miss his, like, the dumb things he would pay attention to in games. You know, like he would nitpick the tiniest little thing about a certain game and just be fascinated by that one thing. For example, the Band-Aid.
Yeah, it was such a ridiculous. And the best parts of the show were like not talking video games directly. It was just, you know, Hook getting drunk with a like a throne of beers, like so many beers, and lighting he's on his porch because his wife didn't want him in the house podcasting, and he's got a lighter and hairspray, and he's just like in the middle, like on the porch as we're podcasting.
Crickets in the background.
Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. and he's out there with the fucking spray can and the lighter, fucking shooting flames out in his porch.
You know, for like, see, that's like the first half of the podcast, and then Hook's like, "Are we done yet, guys? Please." Like every episode, you know. Yes. And then that's eventually why Hook had to stop, and it makes total sense. I mean, Ryan's like 3 hours ahead, and I'm wondering how he hangs in sometimes, and then then spends like hours editing afterwards. Like I always notice, like 2 o'clock in the morning my time, it's like new Horrible Gamers. I'm like, fuck, Ryan.
Yeah. It's usually around 2:30, anywhere between 2 and 2:30 my time that I finish up.
Yeah, that's dedication, man. I mean, it takes a lot to keep a podcast going, and it's awesome.
There's a lot of cogs, man. There's a lot of cogs that got to be oiled.
I love it, dude. This podcasting has literally changed my life, dude. Literally changed my life. Before I met you guys, I was actually in like a deep depression, like really bad depression, or like I wasn't like suicidal or nothing, but I was like really like, fuck, I hate everything, and some bad shit happened, and I was like so depressed, and then we started playing video games, playing Battlefield 4 and stuff like that, and then it's like, let's start a podcast. And Titanfall, just everybody was playing Titanfall when it first came out, and it's like, let's start a podcast. And then I mean, Jesus said it, I said it, and then we all were just in parties like, let's do it. There's Rob. Rob's our tech guy. He knows how to build websites and shit. And then we just started, and it literally changed my life, man. To look back then to like what the things I'm doing now, and like it's so much fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot, man. I love podcasting. It's cool to meet new people and the listeners when they reach out to you and they talk to you. It's so fucking awesome to get to talk to them. That's probably my favorite part out of everything in the podcasting world is when people reach out to you and they're like, "Hey, man, I listened to your show and I like it, you know, whatever," or "You made my day better, you know, I was having a rough day and listening to you made me laugh." It's like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not even the video game shit that it's actually like video games is cool. We all love video games, so we like to hear it. But it's like little side shit you guys do. It's always fun. Like that one episode with you and with when you guys had Joey on, and they're like talking about, I never had a dad, and and you know, Eric's like, I never had a friend or some shit. I was
no one wants to play Gears of War with me.
It's just that's the funny shit, because you guys are hanging out. That's the great thing about podcasting. You guys are hanging out, living in separate parts of the world. I mean, when Rob was on, Rob was in New Zealand, and we're hanging out with Rob, and then he'll, hey y'all, now over here in Tennessee, and then you know, like Oregon, California, Brinson, like Colorado at the time. He's in Wyoming now, and it's cool. And then we had Ryan on back in the day. Like that's how Ryan became. You know, Ryan was also from TXL and became part of the Horrible Gamers, and then became a guest on, and then eventually Ryan would just take over and be a host and shit, which is so cool, dude.
Yeah, man, so fucking cool.
But then you got some of your members, like Jonathan Hall. Like you got to meet Jonathan Hall. Now you guys are like actual friends, hanging out at the same place, playing VR and shit. You know, and Evan,
rooftop parties.
Who knows? Probably some poppers going on at those parties. You guys freaks, man. And Evan's, you know, like you got these people that, you know, they're just like diehard cool community members, and it's awesome, dude. And I mean, I saw that post you guys put the other day, right? You got like, how many? You got 60 something comments on it. Like people are going wild about what they don't like and what they love about Horrible Gamers. But I see some in there that said like, "Oh, I really don't have no negatives." Come on, guys. Come on, grow some balls.
We're not perfect, you know that.
We're not gonna ban you. I mean, well, maybe it depends on what you say, but
he'll joke around with it. He'll say the fucking I love that you put the one with the keyboard and you push the band button.
Yeah, it's giving people shit because, yeah, some people don't like the way I laugh. Some people don't like how long the shows are. You know, they were just saying like we don't like the news. Some people love the news.
It's hilarious too
It's
because
crazy.
everyone's saying, "Hey, we don't like these long shows. Cut them down, make them short." But then we look at our like downloads, and our top downloaded episodes are all the longest episodes we've done. So, I mean, people seem to like long episodes.
It depends what you're doing. If you're listening at work, you want to put one podcast on and not change it. You don't have to look for the next podcast for a long time. It's just the longer the better.
I mean, that's why I like Giant Bomb. You know what I mean? It's always a long at least 2.5 hour podcast. It gets me through my morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I listened to like all the Giant Bomb's Game of the Year ones, and they're they were great. That's some of the best podcast listening. And your guys' Game of the Year show too. I like how you guys kind of did the same thing where you kind of took games and fought for them to get them to different spots. I really like that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean that was something that I was just like. I kind of took from Giant Bomb, and I was like, let's try this sort of situation. And the first year we did it, it worked out really well, right? Like we were like, oh, this is actually cool. And then this year we made a few tweaks and changed it up a little bit. And
yeah, I wish I was on that podcast. I would have fought for Nier, guys. Fucking Nier.
Played it though, man. Like very little of it anyway.
Fought for it. I would have changed your minds.
You would have. There you go. But yeah, man, that's this year so far. That Game of the Year show is our most downloaded show out of all the shows we've done this year so far. So it's pretty crazy.
I think it has Game of the Year in the title, so people just search for Game of the Year shows.
Be. I don't know.
I think that's how we're getting a lot of the hits, but
yeah. So Iams, let's talk about you real quick. We're here to talk about you, man. Let's talk about Iams.
Talk about
Iams. I got a question for you.
Yes.
It's a very important question.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself to be a gamer?
I absolutely do, to the nth degree. I'd say I'm a compulsive, addictive gameaholic.
Gameaholic? You have game addiction disorder, or what the hell is that shit called? Gaming disorder?
I do. Actually, I absolutely do, and I admit it. Like it's actually an addiction. You know, it's an addiction when you're playing a game you don't like and you still feel like you got to play. You got to beat it, even when it's like 20 hours long. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really feeling this, but I feel like I need to beat it. Mom, please don't listen to this. But, sometimes they're like, oh, let's do a family thing. I'm like, well, fuck, I just got the goddamn new Evil Within 2. I don't want to go do some family shit. So you make up lies. I got to work.
Gotta work. Iams, you work graveyard. They called me in early.
I gotta sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, I am actually.
Hope your mom's not on your on your gaming profiles. She's like, hey, you said you were sleeping. I see you playing fucking Evil Within 2.
I gotta get a little bit of gaming in every day, man, regardless of what it is. It makes me feel whole. Really, it does. Like I need a game to be playing at all times.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, when I got something like Call of Duty or something where I can just drop in, drop out real fast. Call of Duty is the best for dropping in, dropping out of multiplayer. Just get in, get out. So I can kind of play that and then watch a TV show or something. But I'm an addict. So if I start a TV show, if it's on Netflix, I'm watching all of it till I'm done. That's why I don't get involved with shows that are 5 seasons in, man. It's because I'll watch it. I can't stop, man. I just want to keep going.
Really?
If it's good, yeah. So when people say, watch Dexter, I'm like, there's fucking 8 seasons. I'm going to watch all 8 seasons at once, so I don't.
So
Shameless.
When you watched...
That's another one. It's on my list.
When you watch Stranger Things, you watched it all at once in one sitting?
I watch all of it until I go to sleep, and then I wake up, and then I do the same thing the next day. So Stranger Things is always a 2-day affair for me.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
we usually stretch it out for a week. We try to.
I can't do that, man, because I know it's right there. I can get more. I just got to click the button or wait for the auto play shit. You know what I mean? It's right there. It's it's same with games. I need to keep playing. Just want a little bit more. One more checkpoint. One more save.
Kathy's bad for that because she'll be she'll throw on Bob's Burgers, and we watched I think we watched 3 seasons in a row of Bob's Burgers, and we were just sitting there, and I'm like, we're talking like them. You know what I mean? Like we start fucking talking to each other like that. And then we're like, we got to stop watching this show because it's just too much. It's like invading our life now.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts, dude. I have a problem with that. I can't watch TV shows sometimes. Like, I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is. Like, as good as people tell me some shows are, like Shameless and all that stuff, I can't bring myself to like it at all. Like, I can't. And the problem is I pay for Netflix every fucking month. I pay like the $16 or $15 or whatever for the 4K streaming. And I get on there, and this whole month that I've had Netflix in January, I think I watched 2-3 things maybe on there. Maybe 3 episodes out of the whole Netflix categories or whatever. I can't get into it. I don't know, man. Maybe
you gotta watch it. Have you seen The End of the Fucking World? Watch that.
I see when you posted that, I did watch that, and I watched that all together really fast because it was like 15-minute episodes, like
20 minutes. Yeah, it was like 2 hours.
Yeah, they were short enough. Yeah, they were short enough for me to sit there for 2 hours and watch the whole thing. But like, I can't sit there and commit to like an hour-long episode, and then there's like 20 episodes, and I'm like, no, I can't fucking do this.
I can, dude.
You know what you do is you get like 2 or 3 shows, and then you watch like 2 episodes of one show, 2 episodes of another show, and just break it up. And then, you know what I mean? Like you don't get burnt out on something.
The one thing that I watch, there's one show that I watch on Netflix often. That's like, because it's like so easy to just sit there and watch it randomly. It's a show about it's called Caught on Camera or something like that. It's about like these fucking cops in London. And they talk to the CCTV operators, the guys that operate the cameras that help the police. Yeah. And that's all they do the whole episode is like, they're sitting there talking to these guys and like, okay, yeah, we need to find a red car. And they're like fucking searching through the cameras to find this red car. They're like, all right, yeah, we got the red car. He's going south on this fucking road. And then the fucking London police shows up. And I'm just sitting there watching that sometimes. And I'm like, the London police are so like fucking, they're such pussies sometimes. They are. They get punched. They get beat up. I'm telling you, man, if the people from London try to do that shit in America, you'd get fucking shot. Like in a second.
And there's probably less fucking.
And that's not a problem, Jesus? You don't think that that's an issue?
I know.
It's just like the London cops, like they just don't care. They're just like, you didn't sit there and hold your hand and you're trying to punch him in the face, and they're just like,
they whack you over the head with a fucking
No, they don't.
That's what they do.
The worst I've seen one of their cops do is like drop kick a guy.
On camera.
That's it. On camera.
Yeah, on camera, exactly. See, they know where all those cameras are.
Yeah, I guess.
They'll drag you to a spot where they can't fucking see you. And
What's up?
You'd be surprised how connected the CCTV though is in London. Like they have cameras in front of your door, like to your apartment complex. So they see you walking through the door and they can tap into that camera and record you at what time you walk through that door.
Yeah.
And that's how they catch people. That's the only way they catch people is through cameras. It's fucking crazy. Like I'm surprised by that show. I'm just like, wow.
Jesus. We got off on a tangent.
We did.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Iams. How often do you play video games? You said every day, right? Every day?
Yeah, it's not very often that I don't play something. And maybe if I'm super busy, you know, I play, or I'm watching, like Stranger Things comes out. I'm probably not going to play any games for that weekend.
But it's not very often at all, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I feel like at home when I'm playing a video game.
Give me your gamer morning. Like routine. What you do when you get up.
Iams morning routine.
Sit in front of a console and start playing. Are you like a breakfast first kind of guy? Like how does the morning go?
I wake up 2:30 in the afternoon. Depends on how tweaked out I am. Like sometimes it takes me till 3:30 to get out of bed because I'm on Twitter. I check social media, so that could take a half hour to check all of it. And sometimes I need to snap myself out of it because I'll just keep checking it for no reason. I get out of bed. Yep. Turn on I say Alexa, turn on my TV.
Okay. Trying to get okay.
Turn it on because I guess I yelled at her. She got mad. But TV turns on. I turn on my console, man. So whatever I'm playing at the time. I was addicted to Mario Rabbids for a little while there. I dropped like 60, 70 hours into that game. Like I loved it, man. I just couldn't stop. I kept going back. I got all the collectibles. Like, you know, like I really like getting in that groove of just when you really have a game that you're really looking forward to. Like when you wake up, the first thing is like, oh, I get to play this game right now. It's going to be awesome. You know, rather than you playing a game, you're like, oh, it's kind of cool, but I got to finish it. I paid $60 for it. Might as well beat it. But, you know, I love when you just have a great game and you're just looking for it. Like a big RPG and you just can't wait to get back into it. The Witcher, you know, Zelda, any of those big, like, Skyrim, where you're just like, you wake up and, like, that video game feels like home to you. So you just want to get back into that world.
It's your fucking second life that you're playing through.
Yeah, it's a second life. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's a fucking full-time job, man. And I love that. And it's cool to have smaller games too. You just want to get them out of the way. You know, there's a lot of cool experiences in video games that are a little bit shorter. But yeah, that's what I do. I turn on. I don't have cable or anything, so I never turn on my TV and just it's kind of disappointing. Like you don't have like sometimes you just want to turn on the TV and just have something random on in the background. But since I don't have cable, it's like I have to choose what it is. So I can't go on Netflix and just choose something and have it randomly playing in the background.
I got a tip for you. Go to YouTube and just hit autoplay to the next video.
Yeah, maybe.
And just autoplay random shit on YouTube. And then next thing you know, you'll be watching videos about the fucking some painting in Europe or something. Dude, and how it connects to the Illuminati and aliens.
I get those, dude. I get those YouTube. I've been using my YouTube as social media now, opening that up, all the suggested shit, and I'm watching videos like every day, all kinds of shit. You watch one Eminem video, all of a sudden you're watching all these interviews of Eminem from like 1997, rare footage, and some of it's bullshit, right? Like,
yeah. Like
sometimes you're like, oh my god, I didn't know they made a music video for this, and you go on there and it's like they took all the other music videos and just layered it behind the lyrics. Like, this is bullshit. And then, so video games. And I play or do whatever I can all the way up till I leave to work, which is like, 8:30, 7:30 or 8:30. You know.
Okay. So Iams, real quick, do video games to playing video games make you feel proud, ashamed, or indifferent?
Ashamed sometimes when you just realize how much time you're actually wasting. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like sometimes to other people, because I remember when I wasn't a gamer, I became a gamer mostly about 2008. Yeah. I remember like other friends that were gaming. I come up and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just playing a video game." I'm like, "You're playing a video game again? You did that yesterday." I didn't get it. I remember like my friend Josh. He's like, "Dude, you watch TV and movies, and so I play video games." And I'm like, yeah, I guess, but you're a fucking nerd. You know, little did I know, like, that would be me. Like, but as far as proud, sometimes proud because there is, like Nier Automata, that, like, the story in that game is, like, there's stories in video games that will change your life, change the way you look at video games forever. Like, Nier Automata, change the, I just played this game, and, like, it's in my top 3 games of all time. Could possibly be number 1. It's just hard to beat BioShock and Last of Us. But it just changed the way I look at video games forever. And like I'm always going to look at games like, dude, they fucking knocked it out apart. You're never going to get that close. Like the next game that can get that close to creating something that special, it's going to be so hard to do. But like we get these experiences as gamers that people who watch TV don't get. They don't get to be in control at all. They just sit there and watch a TV program, which a lot of TV shows are great. But there's these experiences in video games that they will never experience if you're not a gamer, which is it's kind of disappointing. That makes me proud to know that I'm a part of that.
Okay.
Coffee kicked in, guys.
I can tell now. I can tell. So Iams, real quick, why do you play video games? All in all, I mean, you said you play them a lot, you like them. And all this stuff, but why do you play them?
Well, other than being addicted, I love art and creativity, and there's a lot of art and creativity and the experiences, man. There's nothing better than a great story in a video game, and you'll remember that forever. When it comes to like multiplayer games, yeah, you're having fun, but I'll play a multiplayer game until I get sick of it, and then it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So when I'm done and I move on, it's like, oh, that multiplayer game, I played the shit out of it, now I'm annoyed of it. Like, it's rare that I'll take an experience from a multiplayer game. It's the story games. You play until you're done with the story, you get what you can, and you move on, then it's like, you get this there's something special about beating a game and experiencing something from it. You know, I love it. I love it. Basically, I love video games.
So all in all together, let's wrap this up here with saying, do you feel that gaming has affected your life in a way that is more positive, more negative, or neither?
Positive and negative. A little bit negative, mostly positive. Met all you guys, you know, through video games. The video game community is better than any other community. Because you know when you used to go to midnight releases, you know, you'd be in line with a bunch of people going for the same thing. You could bond and be best friends with anybody in that line. No problem. You know, every single time. There's nothing else like that. Maybe Marvel.
What about maybe movies like Star Wars movies or something?
Maybe. Video games are different, man. It's like with the movie, all you can do is talk about the story. When you're in a game, like talking to other people who are in the line for the same video game, you can talk about a lot more than the story, and you're gonna branch off and talk about all kinds of other video games. As a whole, you're in Star Wars and you start talking about fucking Star Trek, you can get socked in the face. It's dead serious. You guys be You
got a point there. Okay. So, have you learned anything from gaming altogether? Like, what's something that you've learned from gaming, Iams? Since you play a lot of games, you have to learn something from games.
Patience sometimes.
Okay.
You gotta be dedicated. Like I'm afraid to go play Cuphead because I really need to be, you know, dedicated to that grind.
Yeah, patience is key, man. Because a lot of games do take a lot of patience, and that's something I don't have.
And especially in puzzle games, you know, you gotta learn to like pay attention, and unless you want to look up all the puzzles, but it's really, you learn a little bit of patience there.
How much gaming would you consider to be too much? And why?
I'd say your most popular answer is the best one. It's just like when you start neglecting. But I do that. Definitely neglect things.
You do that?
I think I game too much, but also I don't sit there and watch TV. So other people are gonna have the TV on in the background and watch gay ass commercials every day. Shouldn't have used that word. I feel bad.
At least you caught yourself. At least you caught yourself. Yeah.
That's the 80s talk right there. So I was gonna say no, I meant like retarded commercials. Wait,
oh wow, even worse.
I can't say that either. Don't go there. I can't say that either, man. I can't say nothing anymore.
God damn it, Iams.
Yeah, I you know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah, we get it. Don't put yourself in the hole deeper there, Iams. We'll take over from here.
Cool. Forgive me.
What is your favorite thing about gaming in general, or the gaming industry? What's your favorite thing about all of it? Like, what's your favorite thing about it?
The one thing I'd say is creativity.
Yeah.
Because people like BioShock, the BioShock developers, the Nier developers, the Last of Us developers, they're being creative rather than like EA just trying to push out shit to make money.
Yeah,
it's like EA is just like, how much money can we make from people? How much, it's the whole microtransaction things, which is fine, but it's like they really took it to another level where it's getting kind of dirty, and they're really using the whole system against the players, and it's sad, man. It's like, dumb. But there's other people, like there's a lot of indie games that are really creative, and they don't ask. There's nothing no DLC, nothing you can buy for these games.
Yeah,
and they're really, really good.
And they're full games, really, right? Like, it's just the game is done.
It's like that game I was talking about last night. Jesus, the Flying Angels or
Flying Tigers.
Flying Tigers, yeah. I always forget what it is.
Flying Angels.
Like I'm thinking like Flying Monkeys or Flying something. I don't know. It's Flying Tigers.
Yeah.
It's like a Crimson Sky game, and it's fucking awesome, and it's only $20. So like it's an indie game that was well worth the $20 I spent on it.
Yeah, indie developers are killing it right now. They're doing it. Like I remember before when it's like, what, your game's only downloadable? You know what?
I remember on 360 when there would be times where I would tell people like, hey man, have you played this game where do I go buy it? Well, you can buy it on the arcade store. The arcade store. I don't.
It's only downloadable?
I don't buy those 800 Microsoft Point games. I don't buy those.
Oh, that was retarded. That was so dumb. You had to like 800 was what? Wait, 400.
800 was like $10. 1600 was $20.
Yeah.
Then like 5600 was like $60 or some
How
shit.
stupid was that?
You know why they did that though? You know why they did that? Because
like
every time you spent the points, it would offset. You would always have points left over. You couldn't like buy a card, buy a game, and it would always offset the points by a little bit. So you would always have like 20 points left over or 40 points left over. So that would make you
card.
Yeah, and that would make you want to go buy more.
$25 card. So you always have that $5 left over. Maybe you'll spend it on something else.
Yeah, that's what they
Sony
did. That
kind of does that now because Sony will. It's a minimum of $5 purchase. So if you buy like if you see something for like $1, like say you buy a microtransaction.
Oh, they make you put money on your wallet, huh?
You have to put $5 minimum,
Yeah.
so you'll have like $4 left over.
Steam's the same way.
That's so weird.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
No, I think Steam you could just pay straight up for anything.
Well, you could pay straight up, but if you're putting money into your wallet, they'll only let you put.
That's what I'm saying. But with PS,
you could do an automatic transaction through PayPal, or you could do a transaction through something else. But if you're using like your Steam money, I think the lowest denomination is $5 that you can put on.
But with PlayStation, you can't buy something for 99 cents.
Yeah.
You have to spend $5.
That's so weird.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is weird.
Yeah, because they never really had those flash sales. Like, there was like a couple games for $1, but then it was like, I have to spend $5 to get this $1 game right now. I don't want to do that.
Could you
So
buy
just to-
$5 games if you wanted to? Like you select 5 and then you pay the $5. So that would work.
You just have to. It's just a minimum. No, it's just what I think the transaction. If you're gonna buy something, has to be $5.
What?
It doesn't. I mean, you could spend more.
That's so dumb. Then why would they have $1 sale?
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think you're confused, Iams. You're confused.
There's a couple times I wanted to buy shit, and you have to spend $5 if you're gonna use your credit card.
That's weird.
If you have money on your thing, you can use as little as you want. But if you're going to use your credit card, it has to charge at least $5.
It's dumb.
Weird.
Dumb.
So the next thing that kind of goes along with the question that was just asked is, what's your worst thing in the gaming industry that you hate?
Well, just sometimes developers use the whole system against gamers, like Battlefront. It's just like, you can play this game and you're gonna have a good time, but once you find out other people are buying all these loot boxes and they're actually beating your ass because they can spend more money on shit, it's dirty, man. It's so dirty. Yeah, and I mean, there's other stuff like Wolfenstein 2 is like an amazing game, second best game I played this year. I really loved that game, loved it. And and then I see the DLC, which you buy this DLC, and it sounds cool, right? But then I'm finding out these DLC things are like 45 minutes long. So I'm like, I was
underwhelmed by that. 'Cause I played that first because those DLC things are like side quests, like side stories, right? And like little comic book style side stories. And I played that first one, and it literally lasted me 30 minutes. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of shitty. Like, this. You want more of this badass game, and you're not getting it. But that whole dirty they could do microtransactions in a way it doesn't feel like shit. But
they're bringing those back on Battlefront because the reason they're giving for bringing them back this year is because the game didn't sell well enough. But the reason the game didn't sell well enough was because they had them in there in the first place. So what the fuck? Yeah, they came out and recently. I think it's Jorgensen came out and said, "Yeah, we're bringing them back because the game underperformed. It didn't sell. I think it was supposed to hit at least what the last Battlefront sold was 15 million copies. They were going to try to hit that in the initial sales window, and they say since they didn't hit even 10 million, they're going to bring them back to bring more money into the game."
And I also don't like I don't like some of the toxic communities too. It's like toxic communities can be very toxic. Like when Andromeda came out, Mass Effect, the way people would talk about it, and like they try to make you feel like shit because you I liked it, Jesus liked it, Brink liked it, and then people will try to make you feel like you're stupid because you liked it. Like,
you're an idiot.
You're a fucking
Oh, it doesn't deserve Game of the Year.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't deserve Game of the Year, but I really did like it. I mean, I don't even think it landed.
It should be considered the worst game ever in the year. Huh?
And maybe not the worst game ever.
Oh, someone on the show argued that it should be the worst game.
I argued that it should be on the list. I argued that it should be on the list, and it should have been on the list. So
Yeah, I had no problem with it. I didn't get any of the glitches or nothing. I just played a game that was cool. It was a Mass Effect game.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people got glitches and all this shit. I didn't really get that
Well, the
stuff.
thing is, I did buy it like a few weeks after they patched it, so...
I started playing it day one, man.
Really?
But I didn't like it for the first 20 hours. It just took me 20 hours to get into it.
Only 20 hours.
I was all upset that it wasn't like the same Mass Effect I was used to. But once I got in there and started getting to know the characters, like, okay, I love these characters.
So Iams. Let's see. What do we got next here?
You asked
Do
me?
you have what's like your best memory from gaming? Like, you know, like do you have a moment that really sticks out to you?
You know, like when you get done with the game and you got the chills, like BioShock Infinite, you get like, how does a game make me feel this way? You play Last of Us and you're like, a game made me feel these emotions. These are actual emotions I got from a video game.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like those. It's like an actual, it's actual goosebumps you'll get from a video game. It's like it's amazing, dude. Like
That's kind of like what people are going through with PUBG right now. You get to the end circle and you're like, your heart's pumping and you're like, I'm gonna fucking do this. Get my chicken dinner, motherfucker.
PUBG does nothing for me, man. I have not had a fun match in that game.
But for some people, that's the experience.
That game is so good.
That's actually like chasing a drug high, man. It's like you get high the first time and it's great, but
almost.
Yes,
right?
it is. It totally is. It totally
Adrenaline
is.
high.
And also, the when Black Ops came out, I remember that was the first midnight release I went to, and I was just barely getting into multiplayer games, and like I wanted to go play that, and I went to the mall, and there was like this big line that just wrapped around the inside of the mall. There was 500 people there at least, and I remember that just we're all here for Black Ops. It was fucking beautiful. Get the game. And I get home and then I get a red ring of death. That moment.
Oh, man.
So I had to drive across town at 2:00 in the morning to the 24-hour Walmart. I bought myself a slim model. Go home. You know, I didn't get to play till like 4 or 5 in the morning, but I was up to like 8 in the morning playing Black Ops. Dude, I love that experience, man. Just everybody. There was that one troll in there. It was dressed up like a Master Chief. He was in the fucking one troll. I didn't even get it at the time, but now like, later.
Who's this weirdo wearing this helmet?
Yeah, I knew it was from a different game, but now you think about it, but that was a very cool experience, man. And going to the midnight launches of the PS4, that was cool. There wasn't like as many people there as Black Ops, but just like new console, PS4 came out the week early, so I was like, this is it, let's do it. I get home and I'm playing, and it's like it's amazing, dude. Playing a Black Flag was like the first game I got to play on the new next gen. It was wow, dude, it looked so good at the time. Now I bet you if I looked at Black Flag, I'd be like, it's probably not as good, but it looks so good at the time.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Next question.
Okay.
Next question. Iams, I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it so you can say it to the community. So have you formed any friendships or relationships through video games?
No, not really. I'm kind of...
Okay. Fuck you, asshole.
Yeah, dude, all you guys, dude. I remember adding Wingman to my... I remember joining the TXL group. Big shout out to them. And I didn't even know what a group was. It was like, oh, yeah, why is all this stuff popping on my feed? I don't know these people. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm like in a group or something. I didn't even know. And then I added Mark, and then I'm playing Tomb Raider. And then one day Mark just pops... chat request or whatever it was, like a party request, and I'm just chatting to Mark. Mark's just hanging out, like, hey, what's up, dude? I'm like, oh shit, I'm talking to Mark, dude. This is Wingman right here. I'm talking to Mark, and I'm playing Tomb Raider. He's playing it, and we're like, kind of talking, and we're almost at the same part of the game. It was cool, and it's at the end, like towards the end of the game. We're just both loving it, and it was so cool. That kind of changed everything. I was like, fucking, that's Wingman. That's why he's so much nicer on the chat thing. He's not ranting about nothing. Like he's not so angry. Mark's gotten soft over the years, Mark.
Yeah, he has. I feel like recently he's gotten, like, I don't know, just more calm, less ranting, less angry about things, I think.
Yeah. And then, eventually I meet all you guys in there. And, like, Tragic playing everyone playing Titanfall. And I'm like, Tragic's black? Tragic's black?
I didn't know that until you guys brought it up a little while ago. Like, I had no idea because I'd never seen him, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'd only heard him on the podcast. I'd never seen the guy before. I had no clue he was a black guy.
He was a little Asian guy or something.
yeah. He's always
guy.
like talking about anime and shit, right?
And then in the group, he's like, "What's up?" He's like, and I was like, "Jacob Rush." I was like, "Who is this guy?" I was like, "Can I play with you?" And yeah, then we just all became friends and started a podcast. Like, we can do this sort of podcast. It would be amazing.
Oh man. Fucking Tragic. Shout out to Tragic, man. I really miss that dude. I don't know what the hell happened to him. I don't talk to him much. He's still on my friends list. He has a new gamer tag now. It's like Belmug or something like that. But yeah.
Change. He's all trying to hide.
Well, he changed his gamer tag, and there's like one time I invited him to my party, he didn't accept it. He always plays that game, Warframe. He's always playing that. Always playing Warframe.
That's Tragic with that free shit.
He's always on Warframe. Like I haven't even seen him play like PUBG or anything else. He's always playing Warframe. That's like the only thing he ever plays. It's fucking weird. But yeah.
Yeah, good friends, man. I'm Jesus and Brink. We have a chat on Facebook, and we say something every day. It's usually just us talking shit to each other, saying how we hate each other, how stupid we are, and how dumb we look, and it's some very inappropriate memes and shit like that. But like that's like friendship right there. Like actually, we call these dudes friends, and we're in there. We've been in there for 4 years. We've had a chat. It's crazy, man.
It's been going for forever now since before the show even started. We were chatting up, right? So
yeah,
man, such a long time.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool you have that because it doesn't matter what we say. We say something. Like every once in a while, there's a day goes by with nothing in there. And
it's kind of weird. Yeah, it feels really weird. I look in, I'm like, are these guys dead? Yeah, did they die? What's going on here?
Especially Brink, because Brink can go kind of.
He'll go quiet for like a few days, and then
on all Facebook, you might not see him say anything. He doesn't really post too much stuff to his actual Facebook.
It's really weird, really weird. Okay, so Iams, what did your parents think about video games when you were growing up? Did you play them growing up?
Yeah, first game I ever played. Well, I mean, I'm sure I played Pitfall and Atari at my aunt's house, but my stepdad, the guy my mom was married to at the time, bought a Nintendo. And it was his Nintendo though, but I remember like getting to play some games. I got to play Ridge Racer and Mario. And when him and my mom got divorced, we got the Nintendo, me and my brother. So, I played games a lot, but I never beat them. I'd really, really lose interest in games when I was younger. If I got to any part that was like difficult, I'd just not beat it. And you couldn't really like go back to that point. It wasn't like nowadays. So I really didn't beat games at all. So as an adult, when I started beating games, it felt like an achievement. It was awesome.
Yeah, but you totally didn't answer the question at all, Iams.
Yeah, what do you say?
What did your parents think of video games when you were growing up?
Sorry. My parents. Yeah, well, that is what my parents thought because I told you they bought. That's why I brought it up. That my stepdad at the time bought it. We got to play it. It was kind of like it was his. They didn't really say much at all. My mom.
Like, did they like? Oh, did they scold you about video games?
Well, okay. Tell you you're wasting your time. Go play outside.
Okay. Sorry for the side rant. Okay, my mom. No, they didn't care if we played video games, but I wasn't allowed to play Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
that evil game.
Wasn't allowed to play Mortal Kombat.
The devil's game.
Yeah, devil's game.
Yeah, I think that was when it wasn't like it is. If they saw it, they'd be like, it's too crazy. I remember it wasn't. And I wasn't allowed to have friends in the house when my mom was away at work. Yeah. So we'd bring an extension cord and we'd bring our like little TV out and our Nintendo out to the porch and we'd play like on the porch and shit. We'd play like Mortal Kombat and shit. Yeah, it was awesome.
Porch gaming.
They wouldn't let you. They wouldn't let your friends inside your house at all.
Nah, they just didn't want. people in the house when they weren't there, like during the day.
Oh,
shit.
so when they weren't there, they couldn't be inside.
Yeah. When my mom was at work, so we just literally bring a little 13-inch TV out to the porch and play out there.
Damn.
Sweet.
That's dedication. Crazy, man. Okay. I want to know. This is going to be a good answer, I think. I hope you have a good answer for this.
Nah, he's just going to tangent off into something else.
I know
Sorry,
he will.
guys.
He'll answer something completely different, unrelated.
Excited to be here.
He's going to pull a gunny.
Yeah, Gunny does that all the time. He'll answer a question with something completely random. It's like, Gunny, what the fuck?
Random.
And by the way, Henley, thanks for the blue pills.
Oh, there you go.
Sending you blue pills now?
They're getting me through this podcast.
He's got a fucking huge hard on right now.
Where do you see the future of gaming going? Say the year 2028. It's the year 2028. Where do you see video games at? Do you see yourself playing them, and where do you see them?
I feel like I'm always going to play video games.
Let's go to the future. We're going to 2028. Beedle-a-doot, 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 beedle-a-doot.
I feel like I'm still going to be playing games. I'm going to play games until I can't play video games anymore. Like I noticed that my posture is really bad from playing video games, and my shoulders hurt a lot from holding my arms in like that a lot. Like that kind of sucks. So maybe there's more like Nintendo Switch ideas where I got the controllers in each hand and you play them like separate, but it's really one controller. Like that's kind of nice. I feel like VR. I don't know if it's going to catch on. It's kind of hard. It's got to be cheaper, and the experience has got to be good. Like when I get in there, I don't feel like I'm in a helmet, and it doesn't make me sick because the frame rate's not high enough.
Do you think we'll be gaming in a chair with an arm that's fucking swinging us around?
Like the Animus?
Yeah, I feel like more.
Feel like that's 2038 maybe.
I feel like those experiences will always be around. They're gonna allow people to do that, but I feel like the controller console experience is. It's just the way controllers. Just having a controller in your hand, man. It's just the way it's got to be. I
agree.
I don't know if it's the way it's got to be, man.
It's got to be. I don't waving your hands around in VR helmets and shit. It's not video games. Those are experiences, but it doesn't feel like video games.
There's people that said TV having cable is the way it's got to be, and now look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone almost. It's still there.
Things change, man. Things change.
I think in the future we might see gaming go more towards like a touchscreen method where you're just gaming on a tablet or something. Because a lot of the kids of this generation, like this generation of kids that are being born now and then in the future, they all are growing up with tablets, and there's a lot of them maybe don't like controllers. Maybe they
that's true because they can't always rely on the old people, right?
Yeah.
Like us going on, they're not making video games for us. They're making video games to continue making video games, so they're gonna have to adjust at some point. I'm so surprised that the Switch is doing so good right now. It's amazing. Like
it's a good system.
That little thing. It's a good system. You just said the other day you want to sell it.
I did. I don't want to sell it, but I still have it. I didn't sell it, so.
Good.
Yeah, it's cool. Like shit like that. Like, imagine if we had the future of gaming is having a Switch console, but it's like 4K graphics. You know what I mean? Like it will.
I think it would be more like 8 to 10K by then.
By then, Retina displays and shit on your fucking
Nintendo's making it. It'll still be 4K by.
Yeah, that's true.
20 years from now, it'll be 4K. They'll catch up.
It'll be like the 12K Xbox and PlayStation, and Nintendo will have their little handheld 4K device.
Yeah, but I mean that's a cool thing. Like that's a future of gaming. When it came out, everyone's like, maybe, and then you get this thing in your hand, like this feels like a quality product. I get it. I wish it looked a little better, but it's like Nintendo, we forgive you because Mario still looks amazing and Mario Rabbids still looks amazing. These first-party games, that's the future of gaming. More shit like that. Future Nintendo, more third-party support, which is kind of cool.
Fuck, we hope.
When they got announced, all of us said the same thing. Oh, they're not going to get third-party support. It's going to be garbage. And then what they got, like 15 million consoles sold now, and they got like Doom coming on it and Wolfenstein 2. Like they got third-party support.
I want to see new third-party support though, man. You see a lot of these new games coming out. They don't want to come out on Switch because the consoles that they're programming these for are too powerful for that.
Yeah.
So we're seeing games that are coming out. Like for example, Anthem won't be on the Switch. It just won't.
Yeah, and plus their games are too big.
Yeah, and they just don't work on that platform. It's too powerful of a game, or too intense of a game to work on there.
I got the biggest memory card I can afford right now. It's 128 gigs. I mean, you can't even fit Quantum Break on that shit.
Exactly. Like you can't fit a lot of these games on there. It's crazy, man. Like
I hope future gaming is controller based video games, man. I hope it's, but only time will tell. It's all about money. Business,
yeah, it really is. Yeah, fuck. How do you think society will perceive video games in the future? How do you think the future of gamers, like oh, you're a gamer? Like, how do you think people are going to see that in the future?
Well, right now, even if you look at it now, people my age, 37, there's people in their 40s, 50s playing video games still.
Yeah.
I feel like it's way more accepted. It did, like in the 80s, when I was a kid, Nintendo came out. It was looked upon as a kid thing to do. Oh, you got that, kiddie simple graphics. Like, go let the kids play video games. Now it's like an all ages thing, and I think it's way more acceptable. You listen to podcasts. Most podcasts are guys in their 30s, video game podcasts. Yeah. Right? There's not a lot of 18-year-olds out there playing video games. I mean, have video game podcasts.
They're eating Tide Pods.
Oh God.
They eat Tide Pods, and that's all they do. So Ryan has to get going here. So peace out, Ryan. Bye.
Yeah, you guys have a good end of the show. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming on, Iams.
Yeah,
you're always welcome on the show, man. We love you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. See, friends, guys.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Let's talk about Ryan when he leaves.
Okay, let's do it.
He knows too. He knows.
He's like looking at us like, you motherfuckers. Well, now that he's gone, fuck, now we can talk shit about all the Canadians, dude. Fuck, finally.
Yeah, and shit.
I was waiting for this.
Let's talk shit about people who buy way too many pops and toys, like video game toys. Jeez.
Speak about old gamers. He's like this 50 years old.
Complaining about PlayStation, you putting out those little things. You're like, Ryan, you got like a fucking 1,000 pops behind you. Yours don't do shit.
I think he didn't realize that. He's like, oh fuck, he has a point. Like damn.
Point. But they look cooler. They have big heads.
Yeah. I gotta say though, I don't know if you listened to the show with M Polo that we had. M Polo legit had a pop that looked like him in a box that was like an official pop box.
Oh yeah, you get those custom.
No, his girlfriend made it for him because she has a 3D printer and she printed it out for him. She painted it for him and everything. And I guess her dad or something is a graphic designer, so he designed the box and he put like the graphics on there and the name and everything on there. It looks like a legit pop, dude. And he's the only one who has one of those. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, badass. Cool.
There's some people do the custom pops, dude, and they charge a lot.
Okay. So Iams, this question does not pertain to you, so I'm gonna skip this next one because I was gonna ask you how did you start listening to HGP, but of course we know why you started listening to it a long time ago.
I've never missed an episode, guys. I've never missed an episode.
Really?
Being
never?
Show,
not once?
Off the show. Not once. I've never missed a single episode.
That probably is not true for all the old hosts of the show.
Definitely. Hook's never listened to a single episode since he left.
Never listened to anything. Yeah,
or while he was on it. He wasn't even present when he was on the podcast. But I've never missed an episode, dude. Monday mornings when I get to work, or Monday nights, first episode thing I listen to is Horrible Gamers every time.
Awesome. That's what everybody should do. Everybody should do that every Monday. Every Monday. Just listen to it. First thing you do. Iams, I need to know, what is your favorite HGP moment?
I've already kind of said a couple of them. Just probably that first episode starting with you guys, and we were so curious about this whole podcasting thing. What do? We don't have a format. Yeah. We're all shy. We're laughing about dumb shit because it's a nervous laughter. Like, oh, it's a fucking. Yeah, it was a wolf, guys. It was a fucking wolf, and we're like laughing like we're like 7-year-old girls. That saw a boy fart in class.
Wolves are fucking
just
cool.
Those moments. Another, for me not being on the show, there's two moments that stand out. One of them is just an entire podcast with Normie. You guys did the Four Loko and got drunk. You guys had that slumber party hangout. That was a fucking fantastic show. Like I really just kind of settled into that episode and listen. Like it was like 4 or 5 hours of work time. I'm listening. Like it was so good. And then obviously Eric and Joey and their like I don't have any friends and I never had a dad. It's like oh shit. Oh god, that was so funny. I was laughing out loud. Like you laugh so hard your jaw hurts.
Yeah.
But,
oh man, yeah, that I was laughing when I was editing that because I had to go find the violin music. And I had to put it in there just perfectly.
That was perfect.
I miss Eric sometimes too because he every time he talks like this, like he doesn't care about anything, and he just talks like he's always sad and he's always monotone. Like
it's so late, and you guys like take an hour to get the podcast started. He's like, "Oh, guys, I'm tired already. We haven't even started." And then it's like 3 hours later, guys. It makes so much sense why he was so tired, man. Felt bad for the guy.
Yeah, but he did good for the Game of the Year show. He actually went the full 7 hours with us on the podcast, and
that's a good show.
Oh man, that was crazy. That was a long show, dude. That was really long. I was like,
probably one of my favorite episodes too. Besides, you guys didn't have near in any of those lists, really, anything that it won.
Yeah, no, it's because none of us really played it. I mean, I think the only one who really played it was Ryan, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's it, Iams. That's all the questions I have, man. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I got to say, Jesus, for you, it's awesome you're doing this thing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a rip-off of my show, kind of.
Whoa, guy, whoa.
I really like this whole, like, I like this. It's looser. You get to hear, it doesn't have to be about the news and the video games they're playing right now. It's just, I like this. And it gives me another show to listen to every week. So
yeah,
I'll continue listening, It was cool. You had Brun on right after his retirement. And Brun calling me out. I know he ain't going to listen to this, but Brun calling me out. What? You coming to Fresno? Dude, I will. If you fly out to Fresno, I'll pay halves on your ticket out here, Brun. You won't need a ticket back because you're going back in a casket, bro.
Ooh. Oh, those are fighting words right there, bro.
Oh, yeah. Brun, he tough guy, man. Tough guy.
Dude, Brun is big, man. He's a big dude. How tall are you, Iams?
I'm 6'1".
All right, you're pretty tall too, then. Because Wingman is tall. And then I was looking at the picture that they had up on their Twitch when they were doing the last show, and they were all pretty much at the same height. So that means Brun has to be fucking tall, dude. So I don't know. It's gonna be a crazy fight. Two big white guys fighting each other.
Yeah, Mark's asshole. He didn't even edit out my stuff on the. Yeah, I heard you guys' voicemail too. That was awesome. So.
Yeah, we got to get there and do it.
Good stuff, man. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, man. Just keep doing these. I'm looking forward to when you get Kiff on here.
Yes, for sure. We got plans to get a lot of different people on here. It's like I didn't think this was going to be as popular as it has been, but I've been getting hit up by a lot of people that want to do this. Random people too. Like they're just like, hey man, I want to be on the spotlight. And now, I got to schedule them out because.
What's cool is you can knock out a couple in a week and then you can release them as it goes.
Yeah. So we got the next one coming up before this one would be the Brian Tope Jr. one.
Oh, Brian, dude, you gonna just ask? You guys gonna bombard him with questions or what?
Actually, kind of. Yeah. We actually recorded that last week, and he was good to have on. He had his Canada jersey on, and it was Brian.
Awesome, yeah. Keep doing it, man. It's cool, dude.
But
don't change the way your podcast is. Just keep doing it the way it is.
Okay.
Maybe get a better recording software.
We'll talk about that off air here in a bit. We'll see what you use, Mr. Fancy Guy.
I use OBS.
With that being said, people, you can always find me on Xbox Live, Gamertag, Jesus Walks a Lot, and Iams. Where can people find you and that show you do, that little show you do?
Horribly Awkward Podcast. So listen to Horribly Awkward Podcast if you guys would like. I'm on Twitter at awkward_podcast or at TheyCallMeIams. I'm on all platforms as They Call Me Iams, except for Switch. But if you guys get a hold of me and want to be friends on Switch, just let me know. I'll give you my Switch ID that I have to look up that I'll never memorize. Yeah, dude. Just and on Horrible Gamers sometimes I'm here.
Sometimes.
That's when the show gets good.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I'm around. I'm easy to find.
Yeah, so go find him, people, and you can find Ryan over at Gib8777 on Xbox and Gunny at Gunny Chief over on Xbox Live. And guys, listen to their other show, the Horrible Gamers Podcast proper, and we'll see you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers. Bye, people. Bye.
Peace out, Brussels sprouts. Smudge City.
Fucking fingerprints all over the fucking thing.
Touch your fucking speech. Jesus is like a little boy, like big, like the Mexican version of big.
With his fucking Mickey Mouse shirt on.
Yeah, he just like broke out, like big. He's like, he did like the Macaulay Culkin thing. He's like, what? Facial hair. What is going on? His shirt's all fucking tight. He's like, hair on my face.
Oh, man.
Commercials ripped and shit because he got all big. I'm a cocaine connoisseur. So it's like,
Oh,
he's got
one long fingernail, and you're just like,
he's got a 1 millimeter head. Very fruit forward.
not cut with too much Tylenol.
If you just smell it, you know, it'll last longer.
It'll last longer.
I've had this bag of Coke since I was 18 years old.
Suck on my chocolate salty ball.
My chocolate salted ball.
Put them in your mouth and suck it.
Just put it in your mouth and suck it.
Suck it.
Suck it. Suck it.